Welcome back. Today we'll be looking at Chapter 8, which is the System Merit and Demerit, or in other words, your reputation system. So as we mentioned in previous chapters, if you have too much of your merit points deducted, you will be fired or you will have your position as a librarian removed, so you will go back to a normal student. So here are some of the offenses that you can do or you should avoid in this sense in order to prevent your points being deducted, or some terms that you can do to get your points increased. So everything on this page are offenses that can get your points deducted, as you can see. So if you take a look at the first offense, which is A, if you did not do any of your duty or you did not come for your duty, because as we mentioned in previous chapters, every librarians are required to come on duty for 1 day every week. So if you do not come for that duty and you did not ganti balik, which is sort of like if you are absent and you did not compensate a day, you did not take out a day to go back on duty, then you will have your points deducted because you skipped your task, you skipped your duty, your responsibility. And then the second is you did not have discipline. You went against the rules of the library. For example, you ate food, you played, or you shouted, or anything else that is sort of kind of like listed as you did not obey the rules in the library as a librarian, then you will have your points deducted. And C, if you did not have your uniform in sort of like full set or tidy. So for example, you don't have your tie, you don't have your belt, you don't have your name tag and sort of those things, then you will have your points deducted because the full set uniform is mandatory and it's required. And D, you did not give any reason as why you did not come to your duty. So this will also add on to the first offense, because you didn't came, you were absent from your duty and you did not give any reason whatsoever. Then you will have 25 marks or 25 points instead deducted from your merits. So if you are absent, make sure to give an explanation as why you are absent and make sure to compensate back or come in another day to do your job again. And E means you did not attend any of the meetings that we have in library. So usually every once in a few months, us librarians, all of the librarians will have a meeting where we discuss the state of the library, what we have to do, what we should do, what we can't do, or the things that we have to fix and sort of like that. So if you are absent from the meeting, you will have your points deducted. That is if you don't have a good explanation, of course. And F, you are caught stealing anything from the library or in the APD room. So of course stealing is an offense and it is against the school rules. The same thing applies in the library. If you do steal things, you will have your points deducted. And G, if you came late to your duty, such as for an example, you came late 30 minutes and you didn't give any good explanation, so you just decided to show up late for work and you wanted to do less of your work, then that is not allowed, obviously. So if you don't have a good explanation as to why you are late, then you will have your points deducted. And H, if you did not respect or follow any of the rules or orders, sort of like that, from either your seniors or the teachers. So basically you are not listening to your seniors and you are going against them without any proper reason, so whatever, then you will have your points deducted because you are basically disrespecting them. So I, if you do your work but you are not doing it efficiently, you are sort of like just playing around, then you are going to have your marks deducted. And as for J, if you are a group leader for the day, for example the Ketua Harian, you are the group leader and you are not doing any of your supposed work. So if you are, for example, slacking off or caught giving your group members lesser work, then you are going to have your points deducted. And K, as we established in early chapters, you cannot eat or drink. So if you are caught eating and drinking in the library grounds, this includes APD room, you are going to have your points deducted. And L, if you did not attend any of the events hosted by us, such as Gotong Royong or like meetings, then you are going to have your points deducted as well. Because previously we discussed that we encourage all librarians attend every meeting that we host. And M, if you are caught skipping class or any of the meetings without the permission of a teacher or any teacher, then you will have your points deducted, because skipping class or any of the meetings are also against the school rules. So the same things also apply here. And N, this is how you can get extra marks. So if you go on duty for more than 4 days in a week, you will get extra merit points because you are contributing a lot. That is as in if you are doing actual work instead of just showing up, because if you are just showing up and doing nothing, then that doesn't count. If you are showing up and actually doing work, then you will be considered into this category. But of course, you also have to count at least 4 days. So moving on for O, if you have enough attendance, so for example you came 4 times in a month, then that is considered full attendance, so you will get 5 marks at the end of the month. And P, if you do decide to come on events such as like we mentioned Gotong Royong, or like meetings and sort of like that, you will get extra points for your contribution because you did came and you helped us out. And lastly, Q, if you are a group leader who managed to stay as a group leader for the entire year while doing all your duties, while doing all your tasks as a group leader, you will be given extra points at the end of the year. So we reward obviously good and efficient behaviors, and we punish those that are not. Moving down, you will see some extra terms and conditions for the points above. So the first one, everyone starts off with 100 marks in their system, and if they get 30 of their points deducted, the first 30, then the first warning letter will be given out. And if they get half of their points deducted, they will have the second warning letter. And if they get up to 70 points deducted, they will have the third letter given out. And any further than that, you will be removed as a librarian. So in special cases where if you have a lot of points but you did something very terrible and something that is very serious, you will get a warning letter instantly regardless of your points. And as we mentioned earlier, if you lose all of your points, you will have your rank or your position as a librarian removed. And lastly, if you are a Ketua Unit Sosial, this rank is in charge of the librarian behaviors, the points and sort of like that. So if you are not doing your job properly, then you will get an instant warning letter instead of having your points deducted. So if you get enough warning letters, you will lose your position, your rank instantly. And that's it for those 8 chapters. I will see you in the next chapter.